And I genuinely think we're on a track. There's a chance it's probably going to be one or other of those almost in our lifetimes, because AI, machine learning, biotech, so the technologies coming down the pipe are just unbelievable. Like, we're just going to step change so many things, like power generation. People, the biggest threat to our to the environment is basically agricultural, right? And the agriculture industry, like livestock farming, everything.
That's why a lot of them are striking at the minute.
Well, exactly, in Holland and all over the world, and that's right. But you know, it's like the Luddites in the 18 whenever. But you know, I think that technologically we're going to become so efficient at crop and food production in the next century from all these new technologies that you'll be able to rewild like 95% of the land. Like the Amazon rainforest will, instead of losing the size of Wales every year, it will go back to being what it was 100 years ago, and that's going to happen all over the world. There's already early signs that's happening.
It's like we're going fast forward, and now we're like reversing. Technology will sort of reverse us.
but so is there a chance that, you know, 100 years from now there are 2 billion people on the planet who are peaceful and really rich?
No.
There could be because well, put
I
it
feel
this way.
like throughout human history, there's never really been a time though, has there? You always get there's always some bad actor.
Well, yeah, okay.
Not unless you have like a decentralized AI.
Well,
where
but
everything's fair.
Compare.
Will it always be an outlier?
But you know what? So what I just said, right, is about the same as if you'd been in 1850. And we were doing this now with big top hats and frock coats and sideburns and
maybe
whatever.
A pipe or something.
Yeah, exactly. a massive pipe,
man.
So you know, in 1850. Well, Thomas Malthus wrote a book in 1798, which basically said that mankind was going to, population growth was out going to strip our ability to feed the world, and there'd be war, famine, pestilence, and sort of the end of humanity. And then even Charles Darwin was saying similar things in the 1840s, and Queen Victoria was really worried about overcrowding and overpopulation in London. And if you'd been able to put them in a time machine and bring them to 2024 and say, look at the world, to them, it would look like a fucking magical paradise compared to what it was in 1850, when everyone had, you know, dysentery and cholera and scurvy, and like we were at war in 10 different parts of the world. And, you know, so what I just said, the world could be like in 100 years, and your immediate reaction was not chance. That's every period throughout history. If you'd said to somebody in 1750 what the world would be in 1900, they go,
that's true, yeah.
And that's one of the most insidious things that we are built to be pessimistic psychologically, right? It's much more powerful. That's why the press is the way it is. And I actually think there's, you know, this is why I've written my new book, Our Future's Biotech, because our future's biotech. Yeah. It's going to, sorry, I'm cocking up the, and I think there's half a chance, other than what you can't legislate for are the, you know, the black swan events. Like if Putin nukes somewhere, all bets are off. But then, there's no point in worrying about that.
No, because you can't do nothing about it anyway.
So you might.
That's why I feel like listening to the news is too much for some people, because you need to just focus on what you got to do.
You think about the things that you want to make you happy in life, right? The news doesn't give you any of it, right? It does, and it wastes however much time you spend looking at the news, thinking about the news. It doesn't make you informed. People are like, oh, I have to watch the news, I need to be informed. It doesn't make you informed. It gives you a massively, massively distorted conception of the way the world actually fucking is. Like, because like I said earlier, 99.999% of people yesterday had 24 normal hours, and they didn't die in a bomb or, you know, fight on but the news tells that story, and I think that's one of the most corrosive elements of modern culture. But to the point, you know, not only are we Mad Max or Star Trek, but if it's going to be Mad Max, okay, buy 100 big bottles of water and a load of tuna and baked beans and, you know, a farm, and learn how to fish and skin a rabbit. I'm going to go on a...
I was saying this the other day, like, about going on these sort of little things, like to create fire, just because you never know, man. Because they're talking about... the next big thing could be with the power grids cutting out and all this sort of thing. And then it's like, well, all these natural things we would have been able to do 50 years ago.
You can't do any of them.
None of us can do
100%.
it now. So there'll be more valuable skills then.
You know,
so about solar storms,
and like you said, it's always something the average Joe cannot control.
But ultimately, yeah, your reaction to that has got to be, you know, tangibly all you can do about it. Like, you can't. There's no point in being angry about, you know, what Putin might do, or going on social media fucking Putin. Like,